Hello and welcome today to the Mind Redesign Teleseminar entitled The Mental Game of Sales. Today I have Knapp with me. She's owner of Knapp Consultants. She is a sales training guru, and she's one of those people who can sell ice to Eskimos. Lee thrives on helping companies achieve success by training, developing, and motivating employees to achieve their highest expectations. Her years of being in the trenches herself provides her with an authentic understanding of the methods needed in developing highly successful employees. Lee, thank you so much for being here today.
Well, you're very welcome, Amy. I'm laughing to myself thinking what you just said about selling ice to Eskimos because I live in Florida, so that's probably not a good thing.
No, and as a tidbit, I live in Colorado, and we received a humongous snowstorm in the last couple days. So maybe I should say you couldn't sell ice to Coloradans or snow to Coloradans.
That might be better. Okay.
Maybe. Well, great. Lee, you specialize in helping people be better at sales. Mm-hmm. What made you a specialist in this area?
Well, probably I'm one of those people that I think I was just born with sales in my blood to start with. As a kid, I was always selling something. You know, people would kind of run when they saw me coming because they know I'd be selling something. So I've always loved sales. It's been a passion, and followed it into the corporate world where I was in the direct selling industry. And as you probably know, in the direct selling industry, companies have lots and lots of wonderful, highly motivated people who are looking to perfect their skills and be superb in selling. And so my job in that industry was to be in charge of sales, training, and development of these large organizations. And one of the companies, marvelous company, was Avon Products. And at the time I was with Avon, I had 4,000 Avon representatives in my division. And I was responsible for motivating, training, and helping those people really reach and be the best that they could be. From there, I moved on to an even larger organization, actually, for myself anyway, where I was responsible for a national and international sales organization in the direct selling industry of over 21,000 people. And at that time, I would go out into the field and motivate and rally the troops and get them bouncing off the walls and believing in themselves. And then I'd leave town. So it was a great, a great opportunity. It was just tremendous experience, and of course, it gave me the chance to really share my passion for sales with many, many people all over the country.
Well, great. So when I talk with people, I really like to talk with experts, and given the thousands and thousands of people you've trained, I think I found the biggest expert in the country here.
Well, I'm not sure about that, but there's been plenty of training going on out there.
Well, that's great. Lee, what's the one thing you most enjoy about sales?
Well, I think it's very exciting because there's no ceiling. There's no stopping you. And I tell people that all the time. You can just determine if you need to make more money, you just say to yourself, okay, I'm going to make more money, I'm going to raise the bar, and I'm going to sell more. So what does that look like? What do I have to do to sell more? And to get out there and have your goal, have a good game plan that goes along with that goal, and then be committed. And just committed to the fact that, I can do this. I've done it before, and I'm going to do it again. So if we've got those really good basic selling skills down pat, we never have to worry about making money, having enough money, having a job. There's always opportunity out there for people who are good in sales.
Well, great. What type of advice would you give to somebody who's new in sales?
Well, I think I'd go right back to the statement I just made there, to have your goal, to have your game plan, and to be committed. And then to remember that sales can begin and end right between your ears, so that our attitude, the way we believe in ourselves, the way we look at situations, do we see them as opportunities or do we see them as challenges? All of that stuff comes into play. So it goes right back into the old head, the mind.
Would your answer be the same if I were to ask you what advice you would give to somebody who's an experienced salesperson who's now in a rut?
No, you know what? It would be different. Even though some of those things, obviously, they always apply to everyone. But what I find is the more experienced some salespeople are, the poorer they are at really perfecting their basic skills. Because for some reason, it seems like many of us have a tendency that once we get successful, we stop doing what made us successful. And all of a sudden, we can't figure out, I'm not getting the same results I used to be getting. And when we analyze it, we realize I'm not doing what I need to be doing. I've moved away from the basics. I'm not trying as hard as I used to. I'm expecting things to happen instead of making things happen. And bottom line is, I'm not getting the results I want to get.
That's interesting. I never knew that.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the greatest challenge is in sales?
The greatest challenge I see in sales all the time is, again, the mind games. The mind games that we play with ourselves. The mind games that we let take control of our thoughts, our actions, our feelings, and ultimately our results. It is so easy to get a little bit of rejection and feel like, okay, there's something wrong with me, obviously, and we start playing all those mind games, and then we don't want to get out there again. We don't want to try again. No one likes to be rejected again. So it's just a big, vicious circle, and we do it to ourselves. And, on the other side of that, too, Amy, when we stop and we realize that we're really in control of our thoughts and our actions, no one does it to us, we do it to ourselves, it's very, very empowering. I love to feel empowered in that direction.
Well, you know that's my business too, right?
I know.
Yeah.
That's probably why we connect. Absolutely.
That's exactly
We're both on the same path, huh?
Exactly. So when people are in that spiral of rejection and playing mind games, what advice do you give to people?
Well, the biggest thing is, what are you feeding your mind with? If you're in a funk and you're not getting the results, then what are you doing to yourself? What kind of thoughts are you putting into your head? What are you doing to help your thoughts? What are you doing to help yourself? What are you reading? We have so many fabulous books out there and opportunities to really get good material, consistently put it into our heads, which really keep us on track. Just the whole law of attraction thing, which I'm always preaching to people with The Secret and The Power and all these good positive books. If you're putting that kind of information into your mind, you're going to come out with many, many, many better thoughts and better actions directly because of that.
Great. Lee, how specifically have you seen people in sales being stopped by those limiting beliefs, the stories they tell themselves?
Every single day, constantly, all the time. And what's interesting too, Amy, is that it's a continuous process. We can't think, okay, today I'm doing really good, so I don't have to even think about it tomorrow because I'll be doing good again. And we just never know. Some days we get up and we're in a funk, and we don't necessarily even know why. But to be aware of it and to say, this doesn't feel good, this isn't where I want to be, I got to work myself out of this place and get out there and do the right things, believe in myself, and make things happen. So again, it goes back to us to say, I'm going to do things differently, or I'm going to think differently and get different results.